guess you can add water to it. Hey, what's up, Diz? Good morning. Good morning and welcome to Morning Medley number 237. Edging closer to 250. I'm going to do what I did yesterday and just play the medley at the top while everybody's still arriving. And today's medley is going to start off with this unnamed track. Good morning, Ava. That was me about 5 months ago, Ava. I hope you finished all of them, though. What's storyboard boot camp? Jevely. arduous task. I didn't always enjoy it. I did not play the sequel, Diz, although it looked really good. Good morning, Eusaria. Wait, did you not play the first one, Diz? Doing okay, Eusaria. Whoa, a chill? I wish I was feeling that chill right now. Could be welcome here. Oh, you're playing the first one right now. I have a problem with. Have you beaten the game? Diz, I'm not like gonna spoil anything. It's just there's a very specific problem. Why does my hair do this? My hair's been doing this really weird, like this thing lately, where it kind of goes out into this weird canopy, and I don't love it. I'm not a huge fan, but I'll probably cut it or something tomorrow. I haven't beaten it, says Diz. The Evil Within is the game we're talking about, Eusaria. Yeah, no spoils, no spoils, no spoils at all. We all know how sensitive I am to spoilers. I will say though about that game, Diz, I bought that game for Xbox 360 years ago. Like when it came out, I bought it on launch because I remember seeing the previews to it, and I love horror, so I was just like, oh, I have to play this game. This game actually looks scary. So I bought it when it first came out, and I played it. I played it up to a certain chapter or whatever in the game, right? And I got like stuck. At least I think I was stuck. I don't know. Anyways, I played it up to a certain point, and I stopped playing it as much. And I think I might have bought another game. I think I got another game around that same time. So I started playing that other game, and that took up more of my time. Then I got busy with like life stuff, and then it got to the point where I was like, I can't really go back to it. Good morning, Jordan. I hope you're having a good Tuesday. I got so busy that I couldn't go back and finish it. So it collected dust. It collected more dust and more dust, and then years later, like I want to say, well, the year the sequel was coming out, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna beat this game, and I started it all over from the beginning, and I like just breezed through the game. And I couldn't figure out why exactly that was. Like, I didn't die at all. I don't know why that game gave me so much trouble the first time. It was just up until a certain point, right? There's like a really weird thing with a lot of horror games. I'm not saying that most horror games aren't difficult, but I think that a lot of horror games have like this mental thing that they do to me where I have to reach a point in the game where I just do not care anymore. And that is when I am able to beat the game really easily. This is also true with me for Resident Evil games. Um, uh, okay. Was it a good breeze through the game? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I liked the game. I have an issue with the Evil Within that I have with all horror games. Um, all horror games save. No, just about all horror games, yeah. So, I would say my problems with Evil Within weren't necessarily with Evil Within. They were more so directed at the entirety of the horror game genre or the tropes within it, I should say. I thought I would be more scared, but I was underestimating my level of handling it. Yeah, I thought that it would be scarier, particularly for me too. But I have this really weird problem with horror games, and I'm trying to think of a game that handled that better, but I'm failing to come up with a game that handled it better. You could always cut your hair into the shape you prefer, says Jevly. That'll never work. That'll never work for me. Hey, what's up, Rice? Rice says, coming back to the live streams after a few months. I missed these. Oh, well, welcome back, Rice. I hope you've had a nice few months off. I hope your vacation was nice. And life-bringing and informative. When I was a kid, I got a copy of Resident Evil 1 from the PS1 from a friend, says Diz. Wow, it was too scary for you. Word up, I mean, we all have to start somewhere, right? apologize for not knowing music terminology, because neither do I really. Welcome, Cladless. Cladless? Welcome, Cloudless. Welcome back. Mount's house had a boiler. Oh. Resident Evil 2 kept you up. Interesting. I can't remember a game that scared me, but I did have high hopes for Evil Within. I don't enjoy are the ones that don't allow you the option to fight, you know. Oh, games like Outlast, where you have to run and hide. I agree with you on this. Those aren't so fun. I would say for someone that enjoys horror as much as I do, or says they like it as much as I say I like it, most horror is very disappointing to me. Games and film, and like I guess TV shows, even though that's pretty limited, right? I was doing homework at 1 a.m. and I stumbled upon your interview with Sidewalk Talks, and it was so wholesome. I've forgotten most of that interview, Cloudless, but Sidewalk Talks is syndicated to come on TV on this network called Hollypop. So it comes on TV every now and then. It doesn't show my interview, but it does show some interviews, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I barely remember doing that interview. But Lauren Engel, the person interviewing me, she's good people. She's very nice. What was I talking about? Oh, the genre's pretty disappointing. I think Sidewalk Talk is an interview thing on YouTube. Yeah, it's an interview thing on YouTube. I think I'm asking too much of horror, typically. I think that's what, like, when I here are the closest things. Here, let's tear this apart. So things don't really scare me. At least like media does. And books don't really scare me. Movies don't really scare me. Video games very rarely scare me. Outside of a quick like adrenaline infused jump scare, there's not a lot that I'm going to be leaving the piece of media with. You know, like I'm not going to turn off the game or the movie or the show or close the book and then lay awake at night like worrying about some horrific thing that I read about. So, because of that, it causes me to look for other things in horror outside of it just being very scary to me. Because I know if I look for true terror to me, I'm going to be disappointed in most horror things. So, instead, I look to like character development or just the way characters are written. And I look to the world building, I look to how pretty things are. And I will say, pretty being objective, right? Just like how good things look. And I think in movies, like something like an Ari Aster film, those movies are really pretty. Ari Aster being the person that made Hereditary and Midsommar. Like, those movies are very beautiful and well shot. And the acting is cool in it. Some of the characters, the people that they portray is really cool, like the emotions they go into. And so that, for that reason alone, I love those movies. But are they scary to me? No, not at all. Another good example would be Alan Wake. It's technically a horror game. Amazing game, by the way. Very, very good game. Was the game scary to me? Not ever, really. But it did do some really cool things game mechanic-wise, and the characters, I actually cared about them throughout the course of the story. For whatever reason, whenever I'm consuming Resident Evil stuff, I never care about any of the characters. And a problem I had with Evil Within is I just didn't care about anything or anyone. But the game was fun to play. I just didn't care. The problem is, the only thing that makes me want to turn a game on is I feel like there's stuff I still need to know, right? Like, the only reason I keep watching a show is because I want to see what happens to the characters because I'm invested in them now. The only reason I keep playing a Final Fantasy game is because I'm like, wait, well, let's see how this turns out. Now I'm invested. But for me, getting invested in a horror game is so difficult because typically horror games, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, etc., have characters that, for whatever reason, I just personally do not care about. I don't know if that means that these characters are poorly written or if there's something wrong with me mentally that just causes me not to really be able to attach to these particular characters, but it does. Nothing feels real. Like, I mean, I know there's monsters, right? So that's already outside of the world of reality, but sometimes the way characters react to things or things they say in Silent Hill, Resident Evil type games is like, I don't feel like these are human beings. I don't know. Okay, anywho, because being scared implies being put into a state where you aren't able to effectively function and complete necessary tasks as Viz. Word. I mean, there is a difference. I remember reading a really long paper. I mean, arguably too long, where somebody really dove into what the difference between terror and horror was, and fear and anxiety and whatnot. Lately, it feels more entertaining to get drawn in by the setting and acting work than the horror aspect itself. Yeah, I agree with this. The horror turns into a bridge rather than the focus. Yeah, when horror is the focus, it's really easy to leave, or at least for me, it's very easy to leave the piece of work dissatisfied because I know I'm not going to get scared in any of these things. So there has to be something else there. So if you make a horror movie where the acting is wildly whatever, um, the effects are trash or whatever, I don't know, wardrobe's bad, it's poorly shot, the score's not very good. If you make a movie like that, but it's scary, I'm not going to enjoy it because I'm not going to get scared in it. I'm just going to notice all the things that are being poorly done. Hey, what's up, Rem? Welcome, Rem. We are talking about, or probably just wrapping up talking about horror movies and horror games. Diz says, Evil Within doesn't make me scared, so to speak, but more like the feeling of needing to think quickly in tense situations. See, Diz, that... Diz, what you're talking about is something that I actually do love in games. I love... and that can be found in a lot of games. That can technically be found in like Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Sekiro, games like that, where you enter a situation, all of a sudden it's a lot about awareness. It's about awareness, like spatial awareness. Maybe you're fighting this character, but you know that there's somebody like in the room that just entered behind you, so you're kind of like having to manage your time and space very, very quickly on the fly. I love that in games. Possibly the wildest game for that I've ever personally played was Dying Light. I don't know if anybody's played Dying Light. You could call it a horror game because it has zombies in it, but it's the like fast running zombies, and it's a first person like parkour type game, and there is a lot of times where you're in a situation and like one wrong turn or one wrong jump or something like that can kill you, and so you do have to do a lot of like, okay, I have a stick, maybe I can wrap this with like some spikes, kill this one guy, use this gas barrel to... It's very, very good. It's very good. I'm a big fan of that game. For that reason. For specifically, it's like anxiety-inducing, I guess. Maybe I like anxiety-inducing games because I like being able to outthink them. But I wouldn't call that horror, right? Diz, we wouldn't call that horror. Claudius wants to know if they could be a chicken millionaire. That is a very good question for Steve Harvey, not me. I remember that chicken. Oh, whoa, you guys are talking about two different videos. Whoa! You guys are uncovering themes that I didn't even know existed. Chicken is a theme in my videos, apparently. Ren is talking about one of the quarantine videos, and Cloudless, I believe, is referencing a remix of a Steve Harvey segment I did. Hi, Badlands. Badlands Chugs. Oh, that's really nice. That's a really nice thing to say for a whole month. Wow. Wowee. What you listening to, Badlands? What music you listening to? While you're answering that and we're getting out of horror talk, I'm gonna play Love Letters. Chicken Dream. Kyo-Ya is doing physics work. Good luck. Good luck with that. Gucci and Coliseum have me hooked. Oh, what's the story behind Venom 8, if you don't mind me asking, Sandra? Oh, wow, that's a decent spread. I'll start from the top. Hold on. It's kind of hard to talk and play this song at the same time because now it's in 5/4, which I'm not good enough at piano to be able to talk while playing 5/4 effectively. Well, thank for listening to Coliseum. That's off of Lustream, which Gucci sounds like it should be off of Lustream too, but that's just a single. Gucci was actually a Gucci Gang remix for a really long time, and then I released the instrumental as its own song after like a bunch of requests for me to do that. As far as Venomade, yeah, it's just it's pretty straightforward. It's just a story. You're talking about Venomade, which is kind of just a. I have a few songs, Badlands, that are just vague ideas. Very vague ideas like, oh, pick yourself up, keep on going. It's kind of one of those songs. It's just the moral of like bad things happening, trying to make the best out of a bad situation, but still being bitter about it, hence Venomade instead of Lemonade. I'm just lurking, says Lucy. Hello, Lucy. Good morning. Thank you for speaking up. I had no idea you were in here. I keep finding myself going back to the Signals and Daydream albums during work or playing MMO. Oh my god. Oh, who? Okay, now I need to know how to say your name. Is it Terry Jima? I feel like that's wrong. I feel like I'm going too simple here. I feel like there's something in there. Is it Terry Jima? Terry Yima? Terry Hema? Sometimes the supermarket chicken is okay. Although I can honestly say I haven't had it in a pretty long time. Is Bomb Bomb Plunderphonic? Ooh. Ooh. Hold on. I'm gonna get to it. Badlands says everything you make is cool. Oh, that's really sweet. The immature nickname isn't really making me sound believable, but you're... No, Badlands is cool. If we leave off the chugs, it doesn't sound as wild. But that's really a nice thing to say, Badlands. I do appreciate you for listening to my music. I haven't released anything officially in over a year now, so this is the biggest break I've ever taken. As I'm sure maybe you've seen Badlands, there's a lot of music there, so I usually release like every few months. But this has been a nice long break for me. So if you ever have any time to come into the Friday streams, Badlands, there is a lot of production that happens in those. And you can see like where stuff is and what's happening production-wise, but yeah, for right now I'm just working on stuff in the streams. Nothing really released again yet. Okay, trying to keep up. Badlands says on Spotify on my PS4. Pause that really quick. Badlands, that's actually how I listen to music, is on my PS4. So if I'm not playing video games, typically I'm not consuming any new music, so it's nice to see somebody else that's kind of on that same wave. It's always got the one song playing, Amnesia. That is so cool. Helps the grinds on Fortnite. This is so funny. Who said MMOs first? It was Terry Jima, right? Did I pronounce that correctly? Oh, it's Terry, like in teriyaki, and Jima, like in to Jima. I don't know what that is. Well, I'm gonna keep saying Terry Jima. So first things first. Terry Jima listens to me while playing MMOs. Badlands listens to me while playing Fortnite, which I'm gonna call an MMO. It is massive multiplayer online. It's just not an RPG. I recently picked up a game. I recently picked up a game called Genshin Impact, and I promise I'm not gonna make this a stream where I talk about this game a lot, because I already have mentioned it like 4 times in the past 4 streams. So I did pick up that game, and it's been so long since I played an MMO. This isn't an MMO, but it has a lot of MMO aspects to it. So it's been a long time since I played this, and this type of game, and it made me think of when I was playing like Ragnarok and Maple Story and Rose Online, and when I was playing all these like Korean MMOs, I was like in desperate need of music because I was doing a lot of grinding, and so my friend would send me these mixes, these DJ mixes by this guy named DJ Cloud Skipper, and it was all happy hardcore music, and so my entire like after school time was just spent playing MMOs, listening to happy hardcore, and drinking like Mountain Dew. And a lot has changed since then. I don't drink Mountain Dew, and I don't really play like Korean MMOs anymore. And I don't listen to happy hardcore. A lot has changed. But playing Genshin Impact reminded me of how when you're playing a game for a pretty long time, you kind of just need music to, yeah, to like not have to pull your hair out after playing for hours. But thank you for allowing me to be that music for you guys. I do appreciate that. It's actually really nice. One of the main reasons I made Less Stream, you mentioned, Badlands mentions Coliseum. One of the main reasons I made the album that appears on is for people to listen to it while they were doing things. Because the album itself is like 100 minutes long. It's very long. There's 33 tracks on it, and they're all really chill. But listen to that if you ever get a chance. It is stuff like Coliseum, and it is a very long mixtape, so it could take up some time if you're just looking for background music while you're working on stuff. But yeah, Terajima, it is a good game. It is a good game. I think that I'll say this and then I'll move out of talking about this game because I do not want to talk about this game in the stream. I will say a lot of people have a problem with gacha games. I totally understand. I don't really like gacha games either, but I saw a video where this guy talked about like the troubles of gambling, and I was very swiftly reminded that I am not everyone. There are a lot of people that struggle and suffer from gambling addiction. So if they play a game like Genshin Impact or whatever, it is dangerous for them. They can easily like spend hundreds of dollars on what was essentially a free game. And I do think that some money being spent on the game is good, right? Because it's a free game and the game is huge, so clearly it took a lot of manpower and money to make this game. So I do want them to make money. I just personally, my whole thing is like if a game's free, maybe I could justify spending $60 on it, especially if it's as big as Genshin Impact, because that's how much I would spend on another game, like a full game. But people do, like, some people do have, like, a problem where they will lose track of, like, how much money they're spending, and then before they know it, after 6 months of playing a game, they'll have spent, like, $400 on it just to get, like, cosmetic items or weird upgrades. And so, if that is you, just know I am being a little bit more, what's the word? No, not observant. Aware. I'm being more aware that that is a thing, because when people complain about gacha games, my whole take on it was just like, just don't spend money on it. How hard could it be? But I understand that gambling is a problem. It's an addiction, and if put in the opportunity to spend money on games or anything, especially like some type of lottery system, people will do it. I mean, I don't buy lottery tickets, and I know that there's an entire sustained system off of people buying lottery tickets, so I get it. I get it. Terry Jima says loot boxes and gacha are capitalizing, but when they're free to play friendly and not really locking you behind paywalls, it's reasonable to shell out every now and then. Yeah, sure. I've never played a game where it truly was like you couldn't progress in the game without spending money. Like you can beat Genshin Impact, you can play through the whole game without spending money. It's just, you won't get maybe certain things faster. I mean, some things you still will get, you just won't get them as fast. It's really just a patience game, I suppose. You want to spend time or you want to spend money? Most people want to spend both, I guess. My brother spends all of his money on Fortnite skins. And the game is fun and a few of them are cool, but I don't know if it's anything to write to the bank about, says Crush. I agree with you, Crush. I agree with you. But again, yeah, this is just my whole temperament. I don't like spending money on things. period, really. I usually use things until they're broken. Um, I'm a big fan. Never mind. Never mind. The past games I've been giving all my time to. Genshin. Oh, the parrots are back. The past few games I've been giving most of my time to. Genshin Impact, Among Us, Fall Guys, uh, Sky, Children of Light. Like all of these games were free, and all of these games are a lot of fun. For being free. So I don't know. I haven't actually spent money on a game since. Yikes. I don't know. Yeah, they're always making a bunch of noise, Cyber. Final Fantasy X Game Over song. Have you heard that? Says Kyo. I mean, yeah, sure, I heard it whenever I played that game, like 10, 15 years ago. I don't know. 15 is a stretch. When did that game come out? Actually, I don't know. Might be pretty close. Yeah, I don't remember any of the music from Final Fantasy X, if I'm being honest. If I'm being even more transparent, I actually didn't like Final Fantasy X. I know that's like a really divisive thing to say because it is a lot of people's favorite Final Fantasy. I didn't like any part of that game. I actually admittedly couldn't finish it because I just stopped caring halfway through the game. But I still appreciate it for what it is. I just don't remember any of the music from it. All I remember is Blitzball was a thing. I remember not liking the main character. I remember Seymour was a thing. I remember all of the characters' names. I remember it got a sequel. And I remember Sin being a thing. I don't really remember much from that game. I'm sorry, Kia. From some of the gacha ways to some of the newer characters, since all the new stuff is very overpowered and the older characters are basically useless. Dragon Ball Z, Dokkan Battle kind of has a paywall, somewhat older players due to their lack of content. Never played. I thought you bought that ninja game on the PS4. What's it called? Sekiro? I did buy that. I actually just recently uninstalled that from my PS4 hard drive, so RIP. Hey, what's up, Liana? Liana's here, everybody. Everybody, welcome Liana. Liana's great. Liana lives in the Bay. This song is called Double Lights. It was named after Liana. I haven't played anything in a second. Enjoy the rest of your day, Badlands. Hope to see you in a future stream. Right. I did spend money on that. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to my nosebleeds, but I'm looking forward to the weather that brings them. He just says John Coltrane. No. Omni Rutledge. You know, my last name, I always think of the, I don't know if anybody's seen the movie Dunstan Checks In. God, I gotta stop referencing stuff like this, but, never mind. No, I'll just, it doesn't matter. And Dunstan Checks In, there's the main villain, who, I don't know what he's trying to do. I think he's trying to eat the monkey. Oh, Dunstan Checks In is about a monkey that gets, I think, escapes in a hotel or something. He's, like, running around a hotel, and then there's this, like, rich man who's maybe either a monkey eater or like a poacher. Although I don't know why he's in the hotel. He might have been the original owner of the monkey. All I remember is the movie Dunstan Checks In is about a monkey running around a hotel, and there's this man after him. And the man's name is Lord Rutledge, and that was the first time I ever heard my last name in anything. And honestly, I think it was the last. I don't think I've heard my name in a movie or a TV show or a book since. Yeah. Anyways, go watch Dunstan Checks In. I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it holds up, right? It must have been an honor. No, he was the villain. He was the bad guy. I didn't like it. I wanted to have my name be the good guy. My last name is one of the most common Spanish last names, says Liana. Oh. Well, then you must feel special all the time, then. I think I'm gonna do clover salad. I do not play Smash. I don't have a Switch, so there's no way for me to play Smash. Salad might be the hardest song to play that I've written. Every time I play it, like there was that one time, Cyber, where I was like in the zone and I just breezed through it without even thinking. But I have to focus pretty hard every time I play that song. And it's not because of any weird time signatures or anything. It's just once it gets to this part. Wow, now I can't do it at all. That part is so like, what's the word? Taxing, I guess. It's like I have to pay attention the entire time. If I like naturally when I play piano, I will start to daydream, especially during songs like any of the Signal songs, Winter Heart. Like I'm not thinking about this song at all when I'm playing it. I'm daydreaming. 236 is a 12-string guitar. 237 is a nylon and steel guitar. 2. Good point, Cloudless. Good point. I always wonder if the song creators get stumped after some time away from playing it, like any song that hasn't been touched for a while. Oh, all the time. Terajima, I just straight up forget songs. The song that I was just talking about, the Clover Salad, this one. That song is actually pretty old. I wrote that song, I want to say, a year ago. And then maybe even a little bit more than a year ago. I mean, 2020 has been absolutely nothing, right? So maybe even a little bit more than a year ago. And then I straight up forgot it. The only reason that I know how to play it now, Terajima, is because I saw a video on Facebook recorded of me playing it out at like a coffee shop at an upright piano live. And I was like, whoa, what song is that? I completely forgot that I had that. And I had to relearn it by listening to myself play it. And now I try to play it in the streams a lot so that I won't forget it. But yeah. Kyo asked if they can swear in the chat. I mean, you can go for it. I mean, other people have. I think that YouTube might flag it, but I mean, you can do whatever you want. You won't get like auto banned or kicked or anything if that's what you're worried about. Did you get the vocal chops I sent you? Yes. I have not dug around and listened to them yet, but I did receive them, I believe, through Discord. Oh, I do have some news to go over, guys. I'm probably not going to be here on Friday. So, here's what I can do. So as not to disrupt the issue. So as not to disrupt what typically... Ooh. Remember those chords. No, wrong third chord. Anyways, so as not to disrupt the order of things, here's what I can do. I can do Monday through Thursday morning medley. And then for morning medley in the studio, 2:40, what I can do is I can either do that Thursday night, so that we're doing a lot of streaming in one day, or I can can push it all the way back to next Friday. But because of my weird thing that keeps me from, upsetting the balance of my current streams. I like to have my streams always be 4 regular streams and then a production stream, at least until we change that. While we're right now in that, I would like to keep it that way. It would be a break. It would be a whole week break, basically. So one solution to this is, and the studio stream happens Thursday night. The other solution to this is next week has no streams until Friday, which is wild. But I think I'm gonna let the people decide. Yeah, I'm gonna be gone all day. I mean, I'm leaving pretty early in the morning. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Crush is undecided. Crush is like, whatever, I don't care. Do what you will. Yeah. The weekend. The weekend is gone. The weekend is gone, Cyber. You could always do studio thing over the weekend. Yeah, I'll be gone. Everyone needs a break sometimes. I'm not saying I need a break. I'm just saying that out of the 2 options, option A is... Option B is a break. Option A is not a break. Option B is a long break. Studio Mondays, don't do that. Cloudless, don't do that. I'm usually an archive watcher being on Southeast Asian times. Oh, Terry Jim. Well, Terry Jim, I do appreciate you for watching the archive. That's really nice of you to do that. I always say that. I feel like it's wild for people to watch this not live because there's a lot of me talking to people in the stream, and maybe that's weird or awkward because I'm not playing piano the whole time, but the fact that you do that does really really mean a lot. I appreciate that. I'm also, thank you for making it to this stream live. What time is it right now, Terry G? What time is it for you? It's okay if the order gets upset, says Liana. It's so not, though. It's super not, right? I mean, it would kill me. No stream still Friday, says Jesse. Jesse's going option B. You are a cowboy, bro, says Crush. Crush thinks I'm a cowboy. That doesn't help us, Crush, but thank you. I appreciate that. I feel like the musical podcast with random cafe conversation. Oh, Terry Jima. I feel like we would get along. I don't know who you are, but you seem to be a very, very nice person. Ugh, I need to shave. The next time you guys see me, if there is a break or if there's not a break, the next time you guys see me, there might not be facial hair on my face. Maybe. 1:17 a.m. for me right now, says Terry Jima. Jeez. I think no stream still Friday works for me since I don't go nowhere on Friday. Oh. Cyber says, do 1 hour... Wait, hold on. Do 1 hour of Medley and 3 hours of studio on Thursday, I guess. A whole week of no Omni would be more whack than using plate instead of bowl. Cyber's more a fan of option A. Liana is endorsing this. So we're pretty split. More split than I thought we'd be. Oh, word out, Keo. Thank you. Thanks for being a part of it. I do appreciate any of the new people. Hopefully see you more regularly. But, Cloudless is now going over to Cyberside saying, no break, no week break. Just do Studio Thursday. Streaming practically all day on Thursday, says Chibi Lucy, just sounds really exhausting. So Chibi Lucy is more towards the week off. I say whatever is best for you. 1 week isn't long. We'll live, maybe, says says Uwe. Just hope the studio's not too late at night since I have school the following day after Thursday. I like the stream status quo, says Diz. Same. I I do like the stream status quo. Okay, whatever, bro. Um, I'll be at work and I will miss it, so I don't think I have a say in the matter, says Euceria. Euseria's not going to be here Thursday. Anyway, do you ever get bored of one of your songs, says Rem, switching up the topics? Rem, sure. I mean, I would like to say no, hi Kiwi, good morning. I would like to say no, never. I love all my songs all the time and I never get bored of any of them. But if I'm being honest, there was a time when I was like, no more Bon Bon, guys. Bon Bon's like 5 years old. Like when I went on tour, I was like, no more Bon Bon. We're not playing it tonight. And I don't care who has a problem with that. I've been playing this song every single show I've played for the past 4 years. I'm over it. No more. And I didn't play Bon Bon at shows in 2019. I stopped playing it. I'm probably keeping that up, honestly. There's so much new music. Like I don't have time to go back to Bon Bon. So yeah, I did get bored of playing Bon Bon. I was just kind of like tired of it, if I'm being honest, Ram. But after that break, I have now kind of like a rebirth of my love for that song. But I definitely got bored of that. Bored maybe isn't the right word. Tired, fatigued, exhausted. I wasn't bored playing it. I just wanted to do something new, you know. Okay, just put a video of a pumpkin next to your computer with beats on loop for 6 hours on Friday. Oh my god. Um, Gotta turn in before waking up at 5 a.m. Oh my god, good luck, Terry Jima. I hope to see you in another stream. Aww, but it's so late for you. The only way to see you in another stream is if I start streaming at night, maybe. Anyway, again, thank you. Thank you for being on the stream. I appreciate you. Hopefully, we'll find some way to get you in another one. Bon Bon is good, but I can see how it gets repetitive. Yeah. What did you mean by whatever, bro? No. You didn't say anything. No, I was looking at something outside, Diz. I was looking at something outside. You guys are fine. Sorry, that was not directed at you guys. What music you listen to? Most recently, I was listening to a band called Kirinji, a Japanese band. Kirinji. I was listening to them, and then before that, I was listening to somebody named. Oh, I'm not gonna remember his name. He just has a regular like human guy name, like Terry Andrews or something. But he's very good. Once I remember his name, I'll bring it up. But hold on. You know what? You asked me, and I have a monitor right in front of me. I have the tools in front of me to tell you exactly what I was listening to yesterday. Because I played Genshin Impact for a little while, and yeah, I listen to music while I play that game. Most games, if I put in a certain amount of hours to the game and the music doesn't change, I will mute the music in the game and play my own music. And I know that this is really weird and like arguably unethical because I myself make video game music, but whatever. Anyways, Jake Sherman is who I was listening to. Jake Sherman has a song called Isabel and a song called Let's Be Friends that, like, oh, I have loved those songs. But yeah, I was listening to a lot of Kirinji. I was also listening to Fox Capture Plan, which is another Japanese band. Instrumental stuff, though, instrumental stuff. And before that, I listened to... You guys should ask me this more often when I'm in this stream. Makes it a lot easier to answer. Before that, I listened to some Nona Reeves, Nona Reeves, which might also be Japanese. I'm seeing a trend. Let me name something that's not Japanese. George Clanton, I also listened to yesterday. And... oh my god. Polo and Pan have a song called Feel Good that's very nice. Coucheron, I might be mispronouncing that. Spelled like couch and then E-R-O-N. Very good stuff. Very good music from Coucheron. I'll give one more thing that I was listening to yesterday. I listened to Howlbo. Howlbo. Okay, and that's it. That's what I was listening to. Who asked? Who asked? Keo. That's what I was listening to, Keo. Cyber says, actually, yeah, that could be cool. You could do a premiere of a new recording or studio work or something on Friday. Hmm. Hmm. Chloe says, I want to work at a boba shop and hopefully have Omni show up. That's funny. I do consume quite a bit of boba. Not as much in quarantine, but I used to. About every other day. This might be a weird thing, but I've always thought it's weird when an artist just uses their whole name as their stage name, like Bob Fred or something. I think it's a power move. I think it's you being like, yo, this is just my basic name, and I'm going to have SEO on this. Like, if your name is like Jeffrey Reynolds, sorry, but you're going to be playing second fiddle to me because I'm the most important Jeffrey Reynolds. That's pretty cool. But sometimes it makes it harder for me to remember their artist name if it's just someone's name. Been listening to Sam and Genevieve from Noah recently. Their solo stuff is sick. Yes. Genevieve has some pretty good solo stuff. I was listening to Genevieve also yesterday. Genevieve has a song called Living Like I Know I'm Gonna Die, which is a very good song. I literally listened to it yesterday. She's great. Also, Sam is also good. Sam Wilkes, I think is his full name. Was it him that has the song called? It's like called like what is it called? It's called like PMS Meltdown or something like that. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? PMS Meltdown? No, sorry. That's Lewis Cole and Leah. Hmm. Interesting. How I thought that was Sam Wilkes. Don't know why I got that idea. Anyways, moving on. Rem says, I feel like everyone who becomes famous or known by a lot of people, their real name becomes catchy. For sure, Rem. Absolutely. This is very true. I have that with a lot of brand recognition, right? Like, people always think you need to come up with the coolest name or the coolest icon or image, but like at the end of the day, if like if the substance is good enough, that stuff doesn't matter. Like, I get really annoyed when somebody's like, the brand isn't on point, or I don't really like the brand, because at the end of the day, like, that's actually not what matters. A lot of the time, like, you can have somebody with zero brand that has good music, and the good music's just gonna make the brand matter. You can have a band with a name as innocuous and nothing as Coldplay, but if the music is good, then suddenly the two words smashed together, cold and play, are going to be iconic. Whereas, if you put the name Coldplay on music that isn't very good or relatable, people aren't really going to care about that name, and the name's not going to sound as cool. Anyways, I walked into a boba shop with a friend and our doggos on the weekend. Well, I hope you had a good time, Liana. The shop nearby is hiring, but I don't want to take a job since I don't have a license and don't want to walk in the snow when the time comes, says Cloudless. That's reasonable. I have problems listening to singles. Most of my music consumption over the years I found has been listening to a whole album, says Cyber. Interesting. I would say that would be considered old-fashioned now, right? Since everybody's releasing like singles and EPs at the most. Are the streams ending? Says Jeff Lee. No, the streams are not ending. Just leaving for a few days. This is why I don't usually use stuff like Spotify, because it's random and I can't listen to a whole idea. Cyber, I agree with this, since I also don't have a paid subscription of Spotify. Spotify shuffles. However, somehow, for whatever reason, on the PlayStation, if you listen to Spotify on the PlayStation, it like overrides that. So if I'm listening to Spotify on the PlayStation, I can just listen to full albums. It doesn't like jump around, which is pretty cool. Final Fantasy 14 made a remixed version of the tracks from the last expansion. And Dark of Waters track is pretty good, says Euceria. Word up. Word up. Not good at relatable, says Diz. You mean like the recent music? Ooh, says Diz, throwing some shade at Coldplay. I admittedly haven't listened to whatever Coldplay has released most recently. If they have had something super recent, I have not heard it. But I do like Coldplay, whatever that means. Crush says, I'm thinking about a person having a really cool and interesting stage name, but when you find out what it means, it's just, it's like being told Santa isn't real or something. Like, no word, random thought. I mean, people breathe life into things, right? I mean, you've been in this stream long enough, Crush, to hear people come into the stream and say, Omni, what's the story behind this thing? And I unfortunately just don't have one. I'm like, I don't know. Or they'll say, Omni, what are the lyrics to Inglewood? And I'm like, I don't know. I was just mumbling into a mic and then put like cool music behind it. There's really no greater thought behind Inglewood. You know, it can be kind of sad as a creator, because you do have a lot of things you're making that are very, very important to you, and people will kind of dismiss it as like, it's just a tune. And then you have some times where you'll just be like having a good time, and people will inflate it to be like this great meaning carrying like service, when it's just like, I was just messing around playing some chords. I don't know. Goodbye, Chibi Lucy. Chibi Lucy is leaving the stream. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week if I don't see you in another stream this week. Have you played any games of the Yakuza series? I have not, Kyo. I have not played any of those games. If you take a random picture and put it on the cover of some good music, the picture will feel like it means something. Absolutely, Rim. I'm a big fan of relative meaning, right? That's why a lot of my album covers, a lot of my album art, a lot of my visuals in general, there's not that much, like, I don't spend all night, like, thinking and stroking my chin, wondering, like, if it's the best look for me, or what, if it fits with the music, because I know that the way humans work is that if you pair two things with each other for long enough, and people like one enough, they will make all kinds of wild excuses in their brain for why the other thing belongs there, why it deserves to be next to that thing, and why the pairing actually makes sense. You know, people will make that excuse on their own. You don't have to spell it out for them. And at the end of the day, if people don't like the thing, no one's going to care anyway. Anyway, something the best says, hey, what's up, Dar? Welcome. I thought Reliever put together the lyrics, says Liana. She tried, and I respect her for the attempt. Hey, Eddie. But that's it. That's all I'll say on that. Also, there's a lot of people, typically those people are hypocrites. Typically those people are hypocrites. I feel like anybody who ever tells you like a brand isn't important, or that image is what matters, all of those people like something very passionately that has terrible branding and image, just because that thing means a lot to them. And so you should take that fact and just allow it to free yourself up of any like restrictions. If somebody says, oh, I only like movies with really good acting, but people need to be very serious about their acting, chances are those people do like something that has some pretty shoddy acting in it, you know? Just because at the end of the day, all of that other stuff, you just have to be able to connect with a piece of art. And we connect with art and media based on a very complicated algorithm, right? Want to talk about algorithms? Not like the computer ones, but like your own like soul algorithm. Soul algorithm. And talk about algorithms. Seriously though, the reason that you like things, it's very complicated. It has a lot to do, like, and especially the longer you live on this planet, the older you are, the reason you may like a specific dish or a TV show or a song or a video game or a book or an outfit, so much information is going into why you like that thing. Maybe you saw something when you were 10 years old. Maybe you ate something when you were 9. Maybe your grandma cooked you a meal, and this restaurant that you're eating at 40 years later reminds you of something that your grandma... There's like a lot of information that goes into why you guys like something. You can't really boil things down to saying the brand is off, or I don't really like music that has electric guitars, or I don't like electronic music, or I don't like country music. It's not that simple. We all want to believe it is because it makes life easier, right? You can just write things off. Somebody will say, oh, there's peanuts in this, and you can go, take it away. But we're a lot more complicated than that. Even the most simple seeming people are pretty complicated. And so I feel like the soul algorithm, the soul algorithm I try to look to inform a lot of the stuff that I make. I go, if I make this song and it's got like a house beat, there might be somebody that does not like house that will go, hey, I like this song and I don't really know why. Or I get a lot of comments where people go like, I can't stand Post Malone, or I hate Lil Pump, or I don't even like Drake, or Migos aren't really my thing, but man, do I like this remix. And it's because people are complicated. It's not as simple as hearing Lil Pump's voice and going, ew, icky, get me out of here. There's a lot more going into your decision or your reaction to not like a Lil Pump song. And if somebody can take away those pieces, maybe you'll like it. Maybe Lil Pump is the piece. So maybe if somebody takes away Lil Pump, but there's another person there rapping his lyrics or singing his lyrics in a specific way, maybe you will like it. It's not as simple as I don't like Lil Pump or I don't like Migos. Some things are a little bit cut and dry, right? Like if you have an allergy, maybe it's like, nah, I just can't eat that thing. There's nothing you can really do to it that's going to make me be able to eat a peanut. I'm going to die. Maybe that's a little bit different because that's more of a physical thing, right? That doesn't have anything to do with taste. I mean, technically, I'm not supposed to eat cheese, but except beer. Yeah, beer cheese. I don't want to get into beer cheese right now. I don't like it, but I don't want to get into it. It'll be another 5-10 minutes. It's like Soul Calibur, but instead of fighting game, you work at Google, says Diz. Speaking of the Soul algorithm. Oh my god. To be fair, that's how I feel about 6ix9ine. Sometimes it's that simple. I would say that, I mean, if you're going to bring this up, I would say 6ix9ine, it's not, for me, it's not as simple as I don't like 6ix9ine. A lot of things around 6ix9ine I don't like. But as much as it pains me to say this, if things were changed around, like if 6ix9ine's overall attitude was different and his temperament was a little bit different and he handled himself a little bit more respectfully, I wouldn't dislike him. There's a lot of rappers that I don't particularly like their music, but I don't have any ill will or like harsh feelings towards the person. 6ix9ine has crossed a line for me where I have like harsh feelings towards them as a person. Like I don't really want anything to do with them. But you know, for me it's a little bit more complicated than just like I just don't like this person or anything that happens around them. Anyhow, Alpha is here. I made a paintbrush as a custom creator. That's sick, Kia. Bum 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 bum. What do you think about Pierre Bourne? Whoa, I was not expecting that question from you. I don't know what that means about what I'm assuming about you, or just I don't think I'm ever expecting to hear Pierre Bourne's name in the stream. What do I think about Pierre Bourne? Very little, and that's not an insult. I'm just saying I don't really think about Pierre Bourne that often for whatever reason. Pierre Bourne is good at what they do. I believe that Pierre is good at what they do, but I don't personally only follow Pierre Bourne or, you know. Pierre's dope though. I think there's some people that are just dope that I don't pay attention to. For example, Metro Boomin's really dope, and I don't really pay too much attention to him. Pierre Bourne imports. Yo, that's hilarious. Holy crap, that's actually really good. Boring, but he's the reason Cardi is good. Kreshar says, oh, I don't really think Cardi's good. Oh, man. Yeah, me either, says Kyo. I was kind of joking when I said I don't think Cardi is good, but what I should have said is I don't particularly care for Cardi music. I can't name a Cardi song that I really love. And I realized something really weird about me, too recently than I'm proud to admit, is that I would, okay, so, oh my god, you guys want to get, this is going to be something kind of weird and deep. Maybe, just deep for me, shallow for most of you guys. But as you guys know, I'm black, so hip hop was made by black people, and so there was a level of hip hop that was just kind of always around when I was a kid. Not necessarily because anybody in my family was a rapper, but like my sisters listened to R&B and hip hop, and I was around them. Yeah, Eddie, I know I'm black. A lot of people thought I was half. A lot of people thought I was half. Yeah. Anyways, I was around a lot of it, and so there's just a certain amount of like absorption, right, of black culture, especially if you are black. That's going to be a little bit different than if you're not black. I'm not saying that hip hop doesn't exist for white people. I'm saying that it exists in a very different context, very very different context. If you want to know more about that, I can dig into it, but I'm just going to press forward right now. So, anyways, being around a lot of hip hop, I was confident in my knowledge of hip hop, mostly from my sisters. Keep in mind, this is kind of more of like I wasn't out hunting through record shops like that. It was mostly my sisters that were listening to hip hop, and it was getting like passed down to me. Like I was like, oh, like who's Mystical? Like, oh, Master P, this is cool. I was learning a lot through them, and it kind of gave me this base, this like foundation of hip hop, so that when I went to go listen to music on my own, I kind of knew what hip hop I liked, what hip hop I was into. And then this kind of thing happened where I left hip hop, and not leaving in that I stopped listening to it, but I started exploring other avenues of music. I started listening to like power metal, and I got into like these few like country artists over here, and then I got into happy hardcore, as I mentioned earlier, when I started playing MMOs. I was listening to Linkin Park. I like just started going around a lot. There's also a singer named Haley Westonray, or Westonra. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but she does like weird like Celtic woman type singing. I listened to a lot of her. I was just listening to like everything. I just started liking music in general. And now it wasn't that I wasn't listening to hip hop, but hip hop was its, you know, pie size started shrinking to make more room for other genres and other cultures and music. I started listening to bossa nova and stuff like that. What's a country artist I recommend today? I do not know. I do not know. Because I'm going to touch on why I don't know. Because all the country artists I listen to, it's like old stuff. It's like Lost Lonely Boys and Rascal Flatts and stuff like that. But basically I started getting to a lot of different types of music. And then I started also being around more white people. That's really important here. Because I'm still in this phase of my life where there's just way more white people in my life than there are black people for whatever reason. And a lot of the white people that I was around were just like, oh, I love hip hop. Yo, have you heard of like, oh man, this guy, this one here, oh my god, he's so great. Like, you gotta listen to the new Cardi. It slaps. And I started feeling really weird because I was like, I mean, I do like hip hop and I know hip hop, but for whatever reason, all of the hip hop that these people are recommending me, like, I do not like. Why is that? And so I started actually forcing myself to like, in this really weird way, like try to like it, because I'm like, I'm black, I'm hip hop, I do love hip hop, so I can't have like random white kids telling me about hip hop, so like maybe I need to listen to this new Cardi. And I tried to like it, I really did, and I was like, what am I doing? At a certain point, I was like, this is so weird and backwards. I'm like trying to force myself to like hip hop, to like be what I already am, if that makes sense. It was really weird. It was really weird. And so, yeah, I don't really like Cardi. And that doesn't mean I think that Cardi's bad. It's just there's a lot of... When I'm listening to hip-hop, there's a very specific type of hip-hop I like. Not really all that specific. I like hip-hop that I feel like has some substance. And when hip-hop doesn't have substance, which is okay, I lean on instrumentals. So if hip-hop to me doesn't have substance and it doesn't have instrumentals, it's hard for me to really get locked in on it as a fan. I can listen to it for amusement's sake. I'm going to mention somebody right now on the stream, and it's going to sound like I'm coming for them. Please just know that this is a good place, a good space, and I do appreciate and respect this person a lot. But there's a rapper who actually did like a little remix video named Tisa Korean. I love Tisa Korean. Super fun, super great. And their music is a lot of fun. But I'm not listening to it regularly for personal enjoyment. Like, if a new Tisa song comes out, I'm gonna like listen to it because I'm just like, yo, I love Tisa. Who doesn't love Tisa? Like, Tisa's great. And And I feel like personally invested because me and Tisa talk. And so it's like, it's almost like when your friend releases something, you like go check it out just because it's your friend. But it's like, if I'm going to like, if I want to put on music, I'm definitely, like, Tisa is not in the same category to me as like Kendrick when I'm putting on Kendrick, or when I'm putting on like Childish Gambino, or when I'm putting on even like West Side Gun or something like that. I'll listen to West Side Gun, but it's just in a different category. I'm not listening to that just for fun. I'm listening to that because I really do care about that music. I identify with it. I'm listening to Tisa more kind of just like, I'm just trying to have a good time, and I like this guy. Do I listen to Samus? I love her. I used to listen to Samus a lot. Samus? I think the only reason I met Samus was because of Mega Ran. Do you remember when they went on tour together? Remember that? When they were like, anyways, but I'm getting pulled off topic. But the point is, the point that I'm making, it's about to get really loud. The point that I'm making is I didn't really love Cardi, and there is a whole weird time in not even just music, right? Not even just music. I felt like I identified as a fan of things, which is dangerous, right? That's how a K-pop stan is born. You identify as being a fan, and so if anybody threatens your fanhood, you feel like you need to like overcompensate, which isn't genuine. It's more of a confidence thing than a genuine love of a piece of art. Keo just says Vocaloid. I found a legitimate name for crunchy onions at Wendy's sandwich. They're called onion tanglers. Yeah, it shows up on the menu. That's why I was so confused. It is a That song doesn't have a name, Alpha. I love brisket, says Euceria. Okay. Cyber says brisket sounds good. And I just ate lunch. We're talking about brisket? Alright, okay. I've had brisket I want to say less than 10 times in my life I've had brisket. I want to say. I don't love red meat. In fact, my love of red meat has waned over time. Like, I think I liked it a lot more when I was a kid. Just love chicken. I don't know. Chicken feels like just a chicken. You know what chicken feels like? It feels like an empty meat pack. That's just a delivery source for. Like, you can like flavor it up to make it taste however you want. Meat has like red meat does have a flavor to me. Chicken barely has one. Maybe this time in 10 years I'll be a vegetarian. Who knows? Maybe I'm on my way. Anywho, where are we at? We're almost at 2. We're almost at 2 hours, guys. I'm gonna slowly start going over news. I do have some music out. My goal is that eventually I'll get to a point where we can all name it at the same time because you guys have heard it all. But until then, the first one that I'm going to mention is called Signals. It has songs like Love Letters on it. The second one I'm going to mention, it's like jazzy, bebop jazz. The second one I'll mention is a song called, or a release called Tall Tales, which has Beneath the City on it. This song sounds jazzy, but it's definitely not indicative of the rest of Tall Tales. It's more of a experimental work. After that I have something called House of Omni, which is nothing but collaborations between me and other workers. Me and other artists. The song is called Embrace. It's one of the songs on House of Omni, so I'll give that a chance if you have the time. Now I'm going to go over the Dream series. First we have Nice Dream, which has a song on it called Bon Bon. A lot of people are familiar with. I mentioned it earlier in the stream, talking about songs I'd actually gotten tired of playing, but it's just because it's so old. Go give that a chance. It's like an indie pop thing, and then after that is Love Letters. I don't actually know how to play any of the songs from Love Letters because I just never play them. So maybe I'll learn one so I can complete this little medley. It's just love songs. It's like electronic R&B love songs. Check that out if you get a chance. After that I have Speed Dream, which is a short story I wrote about a street racing game, and I did all the music for it and some of the voices for it as well. So go check that out. I think it's like 24 tracks. After that I released Daydream, which is ooh, you know what's funny? Daydream has a song that I'm playing right now called Shoto Clone. It's more like break beats, drum and bass, orchestral stuff. But the chord progression is very similar to the song I was just playing, Midnight Drift 3, off of Speed Dream. Huh. I think it's not the chords that are similar. It's just the rhythm, the fashion in which they're played. Beautiful though, beautiful, both of them. Go check them out. After Daydream, I did release a pretty long piece of work called Lush Dream, which features more like chill, laid-back music. Chill out beats, I guess. Or I just made some pretty simple drum beats and then played piano, Rhodes over them. Some of the songs have vocals on them, some don't. Go give that a chance. Also, thank you, Diz, for being here. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. And then the final two pieces of work, one is called Quick Breath. Quick Breath is more of like a housey, R&B, also pop sometimes infused piece of work. It has this song on it that I'm playing right now called Not On My Watch, featuring Mia Gladstone, so give that a chance. Also, it's part of a companion EP duo. Like I released 2 EPs that were connected. The second one is called Ego Death, and Ego Death is very, very ambient. I sing on quite a few of the tracks as well, and I have guest vocals by Young Skirt. Check that out. And it's officially been out for over a year now. So rarely get to have anniversaries for my songs without releasing anything in the meantime. But that's all the music. At least all the music that's not singles, because I have tons of singles out, right? And you can hear all of that music on Bandcamp, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon MP3, Tidal, Brew, Deezer, Pandora, Napster, and YouTube. We're on YouTube right now, so I also have some YouTube exclusives actually. Something called Quarantunes that I have saved in a little neat playlist, which somebody mentioned in the stream earlier. Somebody was talking about Easy Go. They were talking about the Chicken song. That song has been kind of by the community named the Chicken song. It's actually called Easy Go, but you know, people calling it the Chicken song means they at least listen to it. So hey, I can't be picky. I love Shoto Clone, says Euceria. Thank you, Euceria. I worked very hard on the drums for Shoto Clone. They were very difficult for me at the time. Now I could write Shoto Clone in my sleep, but at the time, that was kind of me pushing myself to the apex of my percussive ability. So, thank you for listening to it, and I'm very pleased that you liked it. Crush, I like Speed Dream. Thank you, Crush, for having listened to Speed Dream. Thank you, Eddie, for also saying that Shadow Clone slaps. Is it time to go? It's 11. I try to keep it around 2 hours. I mean, sometimes we go almost 3 when I get particularly lost in conversation. But we've been chill. We've been chill this time. As far as news, I'm still undecided, guys, which is not great. I'm undecided about what I'm gonna do between doing a production stream on Thursday. Or having a huge break and then doing the production screen next Friday. I don't know which to do, but I have heard you, and I have taken your thoughts and feelings into consideration. We're gonna talk about it again tomorrow because that'll be just a little while before I leave. Having a week off is a lot. Whatever suits your schedule and your pattern, says Cloudless, which is very, very nice and considerate. I know you all care. I know you all, you're all good people. I know that at the end of the day, if I decide to take a month off, you guys would actually be chill. You guys might not come back when I come back, but I think you guys wouldn't ridicule me for taking that break, and I want you guys to know that I do appreciate it. I have a friend. I feel okay saying his name because only some of you maybe even know of him, and this isn't particularly like some type of scathing take about him. It was just something really interesting he said to me once that I took to heart. Maybe I shouldn't have. He goes by Skew, and he does like radio shows, and he's always organizing and performing at conventions, and like flying back and forth from Japan to LA to Chicago to Florida to Atlanta to Minnesota. And I remember one time I asked him, I said, I feel like you don't take care of yourself as well as I do. And this, I mean, it's all relative, right? Somebody, compared to somebody else, I'm a slob, but I just felt like I was like looking at Skew, and I was looking at the way he lived and the way he ate, like the things he ate and drank and put in his body, and I'm like, how are you able to like keep moving? Because if I behaved like that, I would die. I think that even if I have like, when I don't have my smoothie, guys, for a morning stream, like if I don't eat fruits or drink an appropriate amount of water all day, I feel horrible. And I am regularly surrounded by people, especially in LA, that are like, what's water? Or they drink regularly or heavily, or they drink like energy drinks, you know, instead of water. And they're running around, they're playing shows, and they're going on dates, and they're making Instagram posts and stuff like that. It's wild. And you said, you know, I actually don't know how I keep moving. But I'm afraid that if I stop, I won't be able to start up again. And I was like, wow, I never thought about that. And ever since he said that, I always think about music that way, where I'm just like, if I stop, if I take a break, will I be able to come back? If I took a week-long break, will that be the death of the morning medley stream? Especially if I'm only taking it so that I can keep up some weird compulsion to be organized with the way the thumbnails show up on my YouTube. I don't know. But I will say, guys, I haven't really been on Twitter, right? If you go to my Twitter, my last tweet was made like in June, which might not sound like a big break for some of you, but for me, somebody that was tweeting at least every week, that is a huge break. the easier it's been to stay away, or I should say the harder it's been to come back. I thought like, oh, even if I have a funny video or a cool music idea, I don't feel as compelled to tweet things as much as I did. I don't feel as compelled to post things to my Instagram feed as I once was. And so part of me is like, yeah, if I stopped morning Medley for a week, will I be able to come back? But I'm sure I would. This is a pretty big part of my day. And it's not particularly taxing either. Never understood people drinking energy drinks, says Alpha. Different strokes, right? Different strokes for different folks. I never really understood people smoking cigarettes either, but I get it. There's an entire market for people to smoke, and like they'll do the thing. I'm not saying a cigarette is the same thing as a Monster Energy drink. I'm just saying I understand that people will do things. People will do things if they can do the thing. Okay, of course not to think of it as a hiatus, says Cloudless. Just because you missed someone a few times doesn't mean it's discontinued. It's something a few times. Haven't tweeted in ages, says Umbe. They're the same to me, says Alpha. Cigarettes and energy drinks. Word up, word up. Word up. Yeah. I stopped drawing so much, so momentum is a thing. Momentum is a thing, yes. I have not worked out all week this week, guys. I'm practically wasting away. But momentum is a thing. I'm going to sleep on it, and I'm going to have the same conversation with you guys tomorrow about what to do with the morning medley. Again, this is all mostly, not all, but this is mostly because I love going to my morning medley playlist and seeing that it's like 4 regulars, 1 studio, 4 regulars, 1 studio, 4 regulars, 1 studio. And I could do the studio on Monday, right? Or even Tuesday. Let's say I don't get back on Monday. If I get back on Tuesday, I get to the studio Tuesday. Oh. The thought is awful. But I will figure out something, guys. We will figure something out. If it has to be a week break, anyways, I'm wasting my time and yours by thinking about this in the stream. I'm gonna go ahead and play Hush Hour proper. Have a tweetless Tuesday, says Lana. I will definitely not be tweeting. The first time I met Skew in real life was when I went to go pick him up for a MagFest, and he had just broken his foot. And I was questioning why I wanted to still go despite being on crutches. Yeah, that's Skew, alright. Remember that time you went to the mountains and live streamed in the snowy walk? Why not do that Friday for whatever remote location you are? It could be a special event Friday instead of a studio. I'll be driving though, because I'm going somewhere really far, so I'll be basically driving all morning. We'll figure out something. Road trip stream. Dang, do I have the data for that? Maybe. There's a place called Royal Tea in LA, right? Yes, there is. It's garbage. It ain't no good. Actually, there's two royalties. It depends on which one you're talking about. Actually, there's Royalty Cafe, and I think the other one's called Royalty Boba. I might be getting confused. Why do they put so much dang ice? I mean, because it saves money. Lunch with Omni Friday. Cyber's nothing but ideas. Cyber's got ideas. Omni is visiting Sean with zombies, says Cloudlets. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Sean does not live far from me. It would not take me... If I was If I was driving to Sean's house, that would be a 5-minute stream. Kiwi's mad at Royalty. It's okay, Kiwi. A lot of people are. It was really good, says Alpha. I'm not exactly sure what Alpha's referring to. I asked for light ice, no boba, and they gave me extra boba and a crap ton of ice. Well, sounds like that person just didn't like you. Maybe the place is okay. Maybe you just made a quick enemy. I watched the Digimon movie on VHS a few months ago. Truly a relic. They gave you the imposter tea, says Cloudless. I want to know what type of tea leaves they use for their milk tea. Haha, leaves. What are you talking about? Anywho, I think that we will get something together. We will get a plan together for sure. For sure, we're gonna get a plan. But have I ever not streamed, guys? Since I started streaming, have I ever not streamed? I've not streamed. I've not streamed before. I've skipped a day, right? I've done that before. I just want to make sure I'm not breaking something. I have not streamed. You have skipped a few. Yeah, okay, good. So the ceiling's already broken. Might as well wreck out the rest of the house. The numbers worked out eventually. On your days when you don't feel good, says Cloudless. I definitely skipped like one or two. Skipped one or two in what? Almost 250 streams. Aye. There were times when you skipped and still streamed from where you were, though. This is true. Like I've streamed from the mountains. I've streamed from my parents' place. I will consider everything. Everything will be considered. 1, 2, skip a few, 99, 100. Ooh, is that from something? Is that a comp? I like that. I like 1, 2, skip a few. Maybe that'll be the album title. I still can't believe it's already in the 200, says Cloudless. Yeah, imagine how I feel. I had to be here for all of them. No, I agree with you, Cloudless. It's funny, we already got here. At 300, there is going to be a shift. There's going to be a shift at 300, I want to say. Just like I said there's going to be a shift at 200. It came a little late, right? But eventually, around like 2... Or was that 150? Eventually around 200, that's when we started getting like the full production in the studio stream. At 300, there is going to be another shift. I'm not exactly sure what that shift is. If that shift is going to be a timing shift... Ooh, a timing shift? Who knows? I don't know. I wouldn't like to do that. Or if it's going to be more production streams. I don't know, but there is going to be a shift in it. And I have plenty of time to come up with what that shift is for Season 3 of Morning Medley. But until then, I do like Monday through Thursday regular, Friday in the studio. Rem says, is it possible for people to like hit a point in which no matter what you do, it'll be copying someone else, like everything has already been made Yeah, sure, sure. I mean, right? There's a finite amount of things we can only do. Like, but technically, you can have a song that is the same melody and same chord progression as somebody else, but if the lyrics are different and the BPM is different and the rhythm is different, it ceases to be the same song. Somebody really reaching a point where every single rhythm, like you have several moving variables, right, Rem? Um, I mean, I don't even know if you're specifically talking about music, but in any art form, there's several different variables. Like one variable would be lyrics, one variable would be melodies, one variable would be harmony or chord progression, one variable would be rhythm, one variable would be like compression rate. There's like a lot of things that go into making a song. And so the idea of somebody making every single um, hyperbolic, that's not the word I want to use, superlative, like, yeah, hyperbolic, superlative extensions of each one of these like trees, these branches, it's too much to think about. I mean, we're all dead. Earth is gone. Earth is gone. Anywho, it's probably accurate that 100 equals a season. Yeah, yeah. We're in season 2. We're about midway through season 2. The writing's still good. No new characters yet, but we're okay with the ones we have. Moonbase says we will run out of music technically, but it depends on if you include us forgetting music. Multiple music YouTubers have made videos on this, if you're curious. This is a pretty good point. A lot of things end up getting forgotten, even if we're not going so far into music. There's a lot of people, if you think about how like Disney reboots all of their stuff constantly, or how movies get rebooted. I, for example, saw Ocean's 11 and I saw The Italian Job, not realizing that those were reboots of older movies. I didn't even know that the older movies existed. At some point, we're going to reboot Ocean's 11 and The Italian Job again and again. There's going to be another Transformers thing. There's going to be more this, more that. And if those things aren't constantly relevant in the public conscious, think about Batman, right? Batman's always present. So when they make a new Batman, we always go, oh, there was an older Batman. But if Batman, like Ocean's 11, truly did leave the public conscious and then re-emerge, for a lot of people it would be for the first time, and it wouldn't be seen as unoriginal. You kind of reset things. For the 300 stream, I'm going to quote and play everything that I did in the first 100 streams. Every 301 will be a to note to second recreation of Morning Medley 1, and nobody's going to notice because nobody has remembered Morning Medley 1 because no one was in it. Okay. I've talked enough post the Hush Hour. We're getting dangerously close to 2.5 hours now, so I will say we'll figure out what we're gonna do for the weekend thing. Even if I have to do some type of supplementary thing. What if I did some supplementary thing, like instead of doing the morning medley on YouTube, maybe I did like a stream on Instagram or something, just something to keep things rolling. We'll figure it out. But in the meantime, you guys need to know that I'm going to be leaving this weekend, and I might not be back by 9 a.m. Monday morning. So just keep that in mind. Hopefully my car is okay and it doesn't like crap out on me because I am driving. That's what Cyber's saying. Cyber's doing. Cyber. Yeah. Okay. I might do that. What's your dream car? Says Ram. Aw. That's such a cool thing to ask somebody like me. First of all, I don't really care about cars. As long as it has enough wheels to go and it goes, it doesn't break down or anything, I'm fine. I don't really have a dream car. My dream is teleportation. I don't want to drive, but I currently have a Volkswagen Jetta, and it's great. It serves me fine. At some point, it will no longer serve me fine, and I can see myself going electric. Maybe I stay in a Jetta and I just get like one of the hybrid Jettas or an electric car. I don't know. But the world seems to be going electric. I would if they weren't so expensive, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe by the time my Jetta dies, electric cars will be a little bit more feasibly priced for somebody like me with such feeble income. This is Dominic from Hollywood. I'm living the dream. Oh, that's sweet. I should stream from Hollywood one time. After we open up, I'll do a stream from Hollywood Boulevard and me going to the wine store. I'll become a vlogger. Anyways, guys, I have taken up enough of your time. I want to thank you guys so much for being respectful to me and polite to each other. We had a few new faces in here. I don't know why. I never really understand why. I think it's that when the likes get, I think it's when you guys like the video enough times or in a rapid succession, maybe I get like pushed through some weird new algorithm stage where people can see the video. So I do appreciate you guys for that, and thank you guys for being nice to the newer people, whether or not they do come back. I know some of them were joining in the middle of the night wherever they live, so whether or not they do come back, I do appreciate you guys for always being welcoming to them. So as always, thanks for being respectful of me and polite to each other. I hope you guys do have a good Tuesday. It is Trash Tuesday, which also is Pizzanista Tuesday, so I will be going and getting my 2 slices today. That'll be great. I've never been on the yacht realm, but I like the way you think. I like the way you think. I have a... Hold on. I'm going to leave on this. I'm going to leave on this because Rem brings up something really funny that somebody said to me. Well, they don't bring it up, but they reminded me of it. That's wild. I used to just... Anyways, Jeb Lee says, I also dream of teleportation, but I get hung up on the fact that my mass would need to be deconstructed, transferred to a new location, then reconstructed, and I don't know how I feel about that. Word up, Jeb Lee. Word up. I mean, I don't really care too much about my mass. As long as it gets rearranged the way it was deconstructed, and I don't, like, end up with a leg where my arm's supposed to be, I'm chill with it. Omni, when is our skincare product coming out? We don't have one. We don't have a skincare product. It's called water. Just splash water on your face every day. I will say skincare is way more complicated than people think it is. A lot of people think you just need to find the right product or whatever, or you could just do what somebody else does. There's a lot of genetics that go into skincare, guys. I think that I did inherit a decent amount of skin. A decent quality of skin, and I just wash it regularly and moisturize it, and that works for me. But I understand that the world isn't fair, and that isn't enough for some people. Some people literally need medication. I'm just not one of those people. So whenever people say, Omni, what's your skincare regimen? I just say hygiene, which is so unhelpful. And I'm not saying it as a joke. I'm just saying it because that's literally what it is for me and people like me, I guess. Also, the camera's pretty far. My skin's not great. It's just that I'm black and I'm in the morning sun, and you guys are pretty far away from my face, so it looks away. Anywho, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. 9 a.m. for morning medley number 238. Abo, everybody.